Hi, welcome back to English 114 Online. This week we're going to be focusing on job correspondence. We're going to create a resume. If you already have one, that's great, but we're going to update your resume. We're going to make it as good as we can possibly make it. We're also going to concentrate on having a cover letter that goes with the business with your resume. And so you should never deliver a resume, even by mail or in person, without a cover letter to go with it. You'll be using a business letter format for that. And then you'll have one other business letter to create, and that will be a follow-up letter, or a thank you letter, which is meant to come after a job interview that you have. So let's take a look at the Moodle page and see what we're going to be doing this week. Okay. So for this week, we have career correspondence. You're looking at my video right now, but these are the things that you'll need to be looking at. The PowerPoint presentation on preparing for job interviews, I think it's really good. The PowerPoint presentation on jobs versus careers. Sometimes we have to get jobs before we can have careers. So you will want to take a look at that. I think it offers some valuable information on that. I'll tell you, I've had a lot of jobs in my life, and I've had a good career as a teacher. But all of my jobs have helped me with my career, and I realize that, and I see the value in all the things that I've done, from working in a plumbing supply store to working for the Employment Security Commission, teaching in a middle school, attempting to teach in a high school, and teaching here at Nash Community College. All of these things have tied together, and a lot of things that have happened in my life, including service work and other things, have contributed to my ability to be a good community college teacher, I believe. So it's a good thing to see the positive along your career path and see what value you can get from the different jobs that you take too. You'll also want to concentrate in the textbook on Chapter 15, page 540 to 541. There are some samples of good resumes there. You can also look online. There are lots of samples of resumes that you can find. You can find templates. Be careful when you're using a template that you're able to use it to your best benefit. You don't want to have odd things show up on your resume, and sometimes struggling with a template can cause that to happen. But feel free to use templates if you would like to. Samples of letters of application are on 556 to 557. They would be what I call the cover letter. The letter of application, the cover letter is the same thing. And then samples of follow-up correspondence or thank you letters for after the job interview on 566. You want to read Chapter 15, Strategic Web Searches for Looking for Jobs on the Internet, 515 to 517, Preparing an Effective Resume, 523 to 538, Writing an Effective Letter of Application, 551 to 553, and Sending Follow-Up Correspondence on 566. So all those pages are listed there for you on the Moodle page. Your graded assignment for this week is to write a resume, a letter of application, and a follow-up letter. Refer to page 572, number 4, number 5, and number 6. And would like for you to save that all as one document and submit it on the Turnitin link provided. And if you'll insert page breaks between the individual documents in your or the individual pieces of correspondence that you're creating. In other words, a cover letter, insert a page break, resume, insert a page break, and then your follow-up letter. And then submit that on the Moodle link. So here are the links this week for the assignments and the resources. Here's your PowerPoint, the career versus job, the job interview, and then the key concepts from Chapter 15 that you'll be able to look at there. For the graded assignments this week, here is your career correspondence assignment. Let's pop that up and take a look at that. Let me get it a little bigger so you can see it a little better. Like I always have trouble with this part. Okay, here we go. So you're going to create a letter of application, a resume, and a follow-up letter from chapter 15, reading assignments. The letter of application and those item numbers are there on page 572, 4, 5, and 6. And then you don't have to insert any graphics for this assignment as you did for your instruction assignment, but you will need to pay particular attention to your page design and make it look as attractive as possible, because these letters and this resume are your first appearance before an employer, so you want them to look there at the absolute best. Try to keep your resume to 1 to 2 pages if you possibly can. The objective here: create a letter of application, resume, and a follow-up letter, employing professional workplace style and tone. So always keep that in mind. And you want to complete all 3 of the documents. Here they are listed again. And some of the assignments say to submit it via email in the book, but don't. Do as I have asked and just save it in one document and submit it on the Turnitin link. Chapter 15, of course, is the chapter we're on this week. And then for the rubric details, proper business letter format. Remember, go back and look at that business letter format. It's more complicated than the memo format. We just saw that last week. So you're following business letter format. The letter of application and the follow-up letters would be in that format. And then make sure that on your resume, again, if you're going to use a template, make sure that you're not battling with the template. Sometimes it's just easier to create your own document using your page design techniques and not worry with a template. But just make sure that if you're using a template, that there's nothing odd that shows up on your resume when you're finished with it. You want it to look your absolute best. And of course, you want to cover all the information that is asked for in the exercises, and you'll want to put the information into the letters and into the resume that are suggested in your chapter. So that is the assignment. Here is the link for the career correspondence. Here's the Turnitin link. So you'll submit it the way that you normally would there. So 3 documents this week: cover letter or application letter to submit with your resume, and your follow-up letter or thank you letter for after a job interview. So if you have any questions about anything this week, please be sure to contact me and ask me. Do not forget to go back to the business letter format and make sure you have that correct. And if there's anything that I can do to help you. One last word about looking for jobs. We tend to find jobs by knowing people instead of by running across them in newspapers or even on the internet or other places. Now, you might find jobs that way, but the best way to find a job is to know a lot of people and ask a lot of people and get a lot of people looking for you. In other words, network. So I've gotten jobs at Pig Pickens. I've gotten jobs at just by going to social clubs or social events. I've gotten job leads from going to working in service organizations. Put yourself out there if you're looking for a job, and make sure that you hear of the best jobs available, because people don't always list jobs. Sometimes they just know people who know things. I used to work 10.5 years in a law office, and in that law office we had a big turnover for receptionists. And every time we needed a new receptionist or a word processor or whatever we were going to hire for the office, the attorney would always ask other people, do you know of anybody who's looking for a job? He didn't list for jobs. He started asking around. And so the only way that he would find out about some people would be somebody would say, yes, I know of someone that is great. She's looking for a job, and networking is what caused that to happen. So be smart in your job searches, and as you work on your assignments this week, enjoy this assignment. I think this is something that will be very beneficial for you to take into your into your career with you. So have a good week. Call me if you need me.